Have you ever wondered why the Korean Demilitarized Zone, or DMZ, is one of the most heavily fortified borders in the world? To understand this, we must journey back to a time of conflict and division, the Korean War. Our tale begins in the mid-20th century, specifically 1950. It was in this year that the Korean peninsula, previously united under one flag, was split into two: North Korea, backed by the Soviet Union, and South Korea, supported by the United States. A line was drawn across the 38th parallel, a line that would ignite one of the most intense conflicts of the Cold War era. The North, under the leadership of Kim Il-sung, initiated the conflict with a surprise invasion of the South on June 25, 1950. In response, the United Nations, led primarily by the United States, intervened on behalf of South Korea, marking the beginning of the Korean War. As the war progressed, both sides began to employ extensive trench systems, akin to those seen in the Great War. These trenches were not merely holes in the ground, they were intricate networks of fortification, designed to provide cover, conceal movement, and create a formidable line of defense. The DMZ, which separates North Korea and South Korea, became a focal point of these fortifications. This 2.5-mile wide, 160-mile-long strip of land was bristling with defenses, trenches, bunkers, artillery positions, and one of the densest minefields in the world. The war raged on until 1953, when an armistice was signed. However, this was not a peace treaty, but rather a ceasefire. The DMZ was established as a buffer zone between the two Koreas and remains one of the world's most heavily fortified borders to this day. In summary, the Korean War, a conflict sparked by division and ideological differences, saw the employment of extensive trench systems by both sides, particularly along the DMZ. This heavily fortified border, a product of the war, serves as a stark reminder of a conflict that technically has never officially ended. From the surprise invasion by North Korea in 1950, to the subsequent intervention by the United Nations, the establishment of intricate trench systems, and the creation of the DMZ, the Korean War has left an indelible mark on the landscape of the Korean peninsula, and indeed, the world. This is a tale of a war that began over 70 years ago, yet its effects can still be seen and felt today. A tale of a border, not just of two nations, but of two ideologies, forever etched into the earth by the trenches of the Korean War.